Hello and welcome again to a Fro to Go Reviews live gaming half hour, 45 minutes, hour. Today, I'd like to welcome you to another game of Baseball Stars. We have our Giants, San Francisco Giants team, the all-time greats. Right now, we do not have a full roster, meaning that our team isn't set yet. But what I wanted to do first, in honor of yesterday, yesterday was May 13th, was a special day in the San Francisco Giants world. Anybody who knows the great Will Clark, his birthday was yesterday, and we want to give a special shout out, obviously, to Will Clark. And I don't see a Will Clark on this team, so let's get a Will Clark on this team. We don't need E1 anymore. I don't think E1 is someone who I can see using, although A1 isn't that much better, and at least E1 has a little defense behind him. I don't think we're gonna use either one of them. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and let's get our Will Clark today by E1. We're going to go ahead and get our left-handed hitter. Good hitter. Left-handed hitter. Ooh, we start off with an 84. I don't know if we get any better than an 84. We're going to go with the 84. We're going to grab this as the Will Clark. And he will be fully up to par. Let's change Rook 1 to Clark. And in honor of the Thrill's birthday yesterday, Will Clark has now been enshrined into the Fro to Go Review Baseball Stars San Francisco Giants Hall of Fame team. Let's give him a little bit of some stats here. We can hit that a little bit. Almost make him a good enough hitter off the bench already to be able to hit home runs and even get to first base decently well. So we have Will Clark on the team. Not going to start him until he's ready to go play a couple games and have him be on the team. So now we're going to go ahead and get in here, and we'll play a game against the SNK Crushers. How quickly these games get by will determine how many games that are played. Right now, I would see that a couple of these teams I'm pretty heavily better than. And it's not my skill level, it's just the players that I have are much better than the SNK Crushers and some of these other teams. Just for your own, that's going to be a hit down the line, and you can't dive in the outfield. That was a good effort, though, by the left fielder. Just so you know, the first 2 to 3 minutes of every one of these lives is probably going to be the intro with music playing to start off to allow for people to catch the stream. Again, Not expected to be a lot of views on these streams at this point in time, because right now it's in the infancy stage and we're still trying to figure things out and market and things like that. That's not something that we're getting into yet until we've really gotten good at this portion of the programming and what the format's going to be and what content we're going to have each time. I mean, we don't want to. The worst thing you could do, I would say, is be gotta make one change here. There we go. Is be unrealistic about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And I know what I'm trying to accomplish for the most part is to present some different things to the viewers, point of views in some cases, but also art in a lot of cases. Over through the cutoff, man. You can't do that. You can't do that against me. Way over through the cutoff, man. My left fielder hasn't hit a bomb yet. It seems as though this would be... Oh, man. I was trying to talk him into it, but he did not want to do it. Oh, I got caught. Oh, what a bad situation there. Okay, that's embarrassing. Oh, good catch. Okay, so the end of the first inning, I made a couple bad errors there, but bad base running mistake there and bad swing on one of the balls. But what I wanted to talk about today... Ooh, good catch. What I wanted to talk about today... And to be honest, you don't know how good it is to be able to talk about these things and know that in the future somebody may have the opportunity to view and see some of the things that are being presented. Hopefully, it's like a time capsule for some people. I know that there's so many different people out there that I've talked to over the years who agree with me on a lot of different music genres of music and movies and things like that we believe deeply that should be seen by the next generation and are fearful that it won't. So that's hopefully what a Frotigo Reviews helps with, is that portion of it. But today's actual topic is going to be, give me 1 second here. Okay. Yep. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I am getting all of the messages out of the way. I actually did my taxes today. Did our taxes, and wasn't hurtful, wasn't bad. I mean, shoot, last year obviously was not good. This year is not going to be great, but it's looking hopeful as far as that's concerned. But let's talk about what my particular description mentions, and that is evolution versus evolving. And the reason why this is an important... Went outside for Shot Show right there. The reason why this is an important topic for me is there is a lot of overreacting done right now. Just a lot. Just a real large amount of overreacting. Whether it's in that, what people like to say, the cancel culture realm. I hate when people use the term cancel culture for things that are related just to, let's say, a person who's a terrible human being, and you're supposed to still buy their product because we're not supposed to cancel culture somebody. It doesn't make any sense. It's part of capitalism when you don't buy something because you don't like what the person's doing, because you don't like what the person did, because you don't enjoy the person's attitude at that time. It can mean a lot of different things. It doesn't have to mean that you hate the person forever. It doesn't mean that you are, are giving them, a pass if you come back to them in the future. You could have times off of certain brands or certain television programs or certain teams, even if you don't care for the direction of that particular item or brand or whatever we want to call it. It just happened a few years ago at the height of the 2016 campaign that there was what would be deemed as cancel culture in the NFL when the nation rose up against somebody kneeling. A silent protest. And I don't know if those same people would feel the same way right now about any of the canceling that's going on right now to certain people. But there is a lot. There is so many hypocritical statements that go on, and it's not a good thing for our society. Definitely not a good thing for our society to have people who want to say that they are not going to have anything to do with this one thing, but then when it's time for something that they may enjoy doing or watching or eating or whatever it is, you find out that the person who leads that is a terrible human being, and people don't want to pay for that anymore. Don't want, even if it's the greatest thing in the world to eat, if that person's general function, the person who leads that, whatever that that food place is or whatever, if somebody says, you know what, I don't want to eat there anymore because I don't feel comfortable, that's not cancel culture. That's choosing to pay your money to something that you believe in. Not a bad thing. So I just can't stand that attitude that cancel culture is like we're supposed to continue to patronize places or buy things from people who we find out are not good individuals, that we're supposed to we're forced into doing it from shame because of the I guess the notion that everybody has skeletons in their closet. Sure, everybody does have skeletons in their closet. But also, in addition to that, certain people portray themselves to not. and they use that as one of the ways to actually promote themselves. So if you come out and you say, I got skeletons, I got warts on me, and I've got a lot of, I've got a past or whatever it is, and you say it and everybody accepts it, that's one thing. But if you come out and you try to state that you're holier than thou, or greater than other people, and then you found out that you're not, that's the part that's an issue. So what I wanted to talk about tonight, and this inning will probably be the final inning of this game, I'm going to try and get to second here, is evolution versus evolving. So evolution, in my view, in what I see as what evolution means to a lot of people, and I would assume that most people would also, when I say most people, I say, kind of the typical individual would think of when the word evolution is said. I'm going to finish this up right here. The first thing that I think of, you know what? I'm gonna score 4 if I can here. I might as well give it to the center fielder to try to end this on a. You know what? No, I am going to, because I just recently gave it to the man. Let's give Will Clark a chance to hit a bomb to end this. Off a Chacho who's throwing about 15 miles per hour with his tired arm. Oh my gosh, what a terrible swing on that one. What a terrible outcome there. Okay, bases juiced for, let's see if the right fielder can put this away. I could just take a walk and end it that way probably. Oh, too late. I'll get to the evolution in just a second. I just want to finish this inning and then. Oh, is he going to catch that? Oh, my gosh. Awful. Okay, that was showboating. If anybody watched that, that was showboating by not scoring on that play. So now I got Will Clark playing a position I don't even know where he's at. And let's see where he's at, because he doesn't have any defense. So I might have to go get him. Yeah, he's in center field. That would have been probably the worst thing. I don't know where any of these other guys are as far as their defense. Let's go with C1. Let's see if he can be better than Clark would be out there without any defense. All right, so 2 down. We got to do better than the last inning. That was awful. It was bad offense to stay home or to stay at third on that play. I was trying to get my next guy an extra 2 or 3 RBIs if he could hit one out. That was what my intentions were. I'm being careful with Tommy. He's got a good bat. Now I'm going to come inside, see if he swings at it. It'll be a strike. Right under the arms. Okay. So let's finish this off in this inning and talk about evolution versus evolving, because I do want to talk about that. I just want to have a good focus on it, and can't believe I'm just not getting what I'm trying to get out of this at bat here. This is a baller here. Oh, way ahead of it, way out in front. Might drop, but it might be foul too. Oh, he's going to get a fair double out of it. Wow. Okay. It is what it is on that. Sometimes you get lucky. This pitcher is a great hitter. I'm going to let him drive in the winning run because he deserves it. He'll get a double out of it, and that's the game. All right. So good outing by A1 with his 5th win. Don't know his name yet. I don't even know if he's probably not going to stay with the team. But I do want, as I mentioned, I want to get Clark in this as quick as possible. So we're going to give him the running. And we'll start him on defense. And then we go into prestige after that. And then luck is the last thing that you give your player. Hitting, batting, running, defense. Right now, I can use Clark as a a hitter off the bench, and know that if he hits the ball anywhere, that he's going to be able to get to first base as fast as you can. So right now, he's a good. You know what he's going to give you. Once we win one more game, maybe he's worth 30,000. One more game, I would say. 2 more games, and we'll get him up on the running, or the defense, I should say, and then I'll be able to put him in at first base. All right, next game. We're gonna go with a game against the. Let's get the ladies. Let's get the ladies. Everybody likes to see the lovely ladies, so let's get them. Let's get a game against them out of the way. For any of you guys who are joining me, after the fact, again, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate anybody who jumps in, obviously, and is able to watch. So tonight's discussion is about evolution and evolving. So when I think of the word evolution, I think of coming from another species. It's been said that the theory of evolution, where we come from apes and things like that. I do not want to get into if that's right, wrong, whatever. That's not what I would like to talk about tonight. It's more so about what the connotation of evolution has done to the term to evolve. I really think that there was a time when evolution not that it didn't have a negative connotation, because it has a negative connotation to some people because they believe that that's not the case. But I think that in addition to those people thinking that it's not the case, I think a lot of people have really, really, really zoned in on the evolving part and have actually stopped thinking that that's even something that's necessary. Like, it's almost bad to evolve, to go from one type of way, to go from the way that you are now to the way that you have become, to evolve. Ooh, look at that play. What a play. Beautiful play there by the second baseman. Probably going to be Robbie Thompson. But Jeff Kent, too. I gotta say Jeff Kent is right there. To evolve is to go from a way that you were before to a way that you have now become. And the hardest thing that I could think of is for people to do is to admit that they're doing something wrong. So if they can't admit they're doing something wrong, how do you evolve from that? How do you get better from that? Growing up, we had teachers who told us, hey, stop doing that. That's the wrong thing to do. Growing up, we had coaches to tell us, hey, stop doing that. That's the wrong thing to do. And most of us had also parents or grandparents or uncles or aunts who would say, stop doing that. That's the wrong thing to do. When's the last time you as a grown-up have had somebody say, hey, stop doing that. That's the wrong thing to do. I'm going to go so far as to say it doesn't happen too often. Maybe by your spouse, if you have a spouse. But do you have a grown-up human being that stands next to you that tells you, stop doing that, that's the wrong thing to do? Or do you have people who generally are in your corner and in your favor, and they will allow you to continue to do things that might be hurtful or might be in the future a lot worse if they're, if that type of behavior continued, and you thought it was the right thing to do eventually. So my point is that we don't have those people anymore when we're adults generally who keep us in check. So how are you going to know when it is that you're making a mistake and it's time to evolve? It takes a lot of introspection. It takes definitely a lot of time just watching yourself and seeing the type of person you are, and then the person you want to become. That's part of it. But is it as easy as just saying, I want to be this, and then you become that? Absolutely not. Of course it isn't. It's more important, though, to put your trust and faith in those around you, that they see you for who you are, and when you make a mistake, they call you out on it. That's more important than looking like you have everything figured out all the time. We know nobody has that figured out all the time. Even the most successful individuals out there are still searching for a lot of answers. So it's not like we're all walking around with the answers. Anybody who's successful or unsuccessful, for that matter. Your success is kind of wherever you want it to be, whatever level you want it to be. The most unsuccessful people are the people who don't stand there for a second and see what they actually have done, and take into account that they've done some very successful things, and that needs to continue, as opposed to seeing all the kind of the downsides all the time. So to evolve, there's a bomb. To evolve means to obviously move on, to get better, to improve. And I think that in this world that we're living in right now, people are afraid of that. People are afraid to get inside of their own mind and say, I made a mistake. I messed up. Ooh, that was just safe. I messed up. Because it's seen as such a negative if you've messed up. We grew up, we messed up. We did something wrong. Oh, that was hit really well. I hit that one right on the button, from a lefty to a lefty. 7-0. I've learned what my deficiencies are. And I've learned that I'm going to continue to have them probably till the day I die, which is important to note. I mean, there's nothing you could do to get inside of your DNA and change it. You can figure it out. You can figure out what your mind wants to do, and you could try to make it do the other thing. You could figure out what the consequences are as early as you can, so that you can, if you do start to make mistakes pretty frequently, that you know better while you're doing it. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to do that because I remember the last time this happened, and it's a mistake. A lot of people don't have that thing in their brain that tells them, hey, I just did this a year ago and it had terrible consequences. They just don't have that thing that clicks in their brain. So, it's important for everyone to try their best to figure themselves out as best as possible. Like as close to, oh man, I took a bad angle on that one. As close to, as perfect of an understanding of yourself as possible. I mean, you're living with yourself. A lot of people out there, the unfortunate part is a lot are people who don't want to know. I'm going to send Linda home. right here, right in underneath the hands. They don't want to know about themselves. And it's unfortunate because if you don't know about yourself, then the person that you're living with definitely doesn't know who you are. And if you're a weird mind, oh, I should have gotten that outside more. If you got a mind that isn't really on point, and when I say weird, I just mean different because I have a weird mind. You've got to learn to really just figure out what the goal is for you as a human being, like what you want to accomplish, and then try your best to not go into those areas that make your mind, wander and oh, good, and not go towards the things that you're supposed to be trying to succeed with. Let's try and get this game over with here in this inning, and then we'll move on to the third and final game. I've been on for 34 minutes. I was going to give it about 45 minutes today. I'm going to try and get these between 45 minutes and an hour. We had the Grammys tonight. I did not watch them. I will watch some bits and pieces, but I did not watch them because I chose actually to watch the musician Jackie Green, Northern California artist, singer, songwriter, guitar player, musician, piano, just an overall top-notch musician. And he has a band, the Jackie Green Band, which consists of Nathan Dale on guitar. I'm drawing a blank on the other two names. I am getting better at knowing who they are, but the reason why I know Nathan Dale, his name, is because he is, I would consider definitely a friend of mine. His sons come to our program, and I have the pleasure of teaching them with the sports program and some of the other classes we've had in the past. But Jackie Green, the quartet of them is really, really well, great sound, southern rock feel to it. Has a lot of the Grateful Dead influence. Look at this. Oh man. Grateful Dead influence in there. Tonight he played some Dylan and the Dead is what it was called. I'm going to let him get a double out of this and then score. Okay. Dylan and the Dead tonight, which was a good, really well done live stream concert that he does from, it's called Live from Backstage, and quality sound. We're going to get Will Clark up to where he could play every day. Let's go one more. And let's go ladies one more time so we could get... let's go ladies at or on the road so that we could score as many runs as we can quickly. Maybe get this done in the next 10 minutes, maybe even less. So Posey's going to get a double. Triple. So Jackie Green, really quality sound. His band also really quality sound. They played about 2 hours tonight, I believe it was. About 2 hours, I think it ended up being. And like I said, very, very good band. I really, really enjoy listening to them. Haven't seen them actual live and in person. This all started during the quarantine, and there's a base hit too. And I'm thankful that the name actually came out. That Jackie Green, was an artist in this area, and came to find out that several of my friends actually knew who he was, and because I grew up in the Bay Area, so and I wasn't really into the rock scene. I was more into the hip hop rap scene. So when I would come up to this area, the Sacramento area, I would kind of open up my musical doors as far as alternative and some rock a little bit more too, because I had a good friend who I grew up with who that was his influences at that time, Nirvana and those type of groups, and that was when I started listening to some of that alternative stuff. That might be out of here. Yep. 6-0. We might get past this in the next 5 minutes, which would be a good. I prefer to get done with this live in 45 minutes, which would be good. Get three games done in that amount of time. That'd be great. Oh, we got ahead of them. Is that going to squeak over though? No, it's going to be a double though. Double for Posey. Was that Posey? No, that wasn't. That's right. Posey's the leadoff hitter. He's on deck to hit for the second time in this one. Oh, really way out in front of that one. We got a 6-0 game. Oh, there was a quick pitch right there. I was looking up at the top, and she quick pitched me without me looking. That was bad. I don't usually do that. Oh, quick on me there. Oh, standing on the line because there was a runner on second. So 7 hits, 6 runs in the first. Pretty good production in the first inning. I should be able to get this done in the second. As mentioned in one of my previous live streams, got my COVID shot as an educator a couple weeks ago, and the first shot, therefore the second shot was scheduled, and so I go to get my second shot this Friday, and very thankful for the opportunity to actually be able to do that. It's not only is it important for the our country moving forward and trying to figure out what it is that we're going to be doing, and when I say what we're going to be doing, I have a hard time really seeing what path we really are wanting to take in terms of if it's going to be one side or the other. That's not the point I'm trying to make. It's more so if it's going to be if it's going to be like just isolationism and being just to yourself with a gun, or if it's going to be where we all kind of do more of a kumbaya situation, because I would love to see the second one. Problem is that I just see too much of people wanting the first one to happen. Too many. And not everybody. It's not everybody. But too many people want the first one to happen. It's almost like they don't realize what they're doing is destructive, and they're trying to pull people together by being destructive. It just doesn't make any sense. But that part is what it is. There's going to be some people out there that just aren't going to be the individuals who we really, really can count on to make those intelligent decisions. That's all there is to it. I mean, I'd like to have more faith than that, but I've learned over the last couple years that having faith in somebody while it's really really admirable, you do have to think, how long do you want to wait before you're going to move on with educating someone that's your age or older? um, that's kind of the issue. To be honest with you, is the fact that these people who are hard to get onto the side of like togetherness and all that kind of stuff, they're usually supposed to be more veterans. They're not veterans military wise, but just veterans in the game of life. They're supposed to be people who you rely on and count on, and a lot of times that's not the case. 8-0. We're almost done here with tonight's live. I do want to announce one cool thing that is going to be happening here soon. Because of the consistency of my job, needing me to be more available virtually, as well as the other ventures such as the live streaming and the Fro2Go YouTube channel and everything around it, and also the amount of usage I have on my computer, I am actually in the process. Look at that. Yes! I'm actually in the process of upgrading. So that may be coming soon. Hopefully it increases the experience for everybody even more, enhances it in other ways. The graphics, there's no slowdowns or anything like that. Hopefully everything is up to par. Right now, obviously, hopefully everything isn't all choppy, but I do want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of, or the people who are watching are getting the most out of the experience. And also for me, with the amount of stuff that I have to do on these computers, I have a really, really old computer, probably about 6 years old, I want to say now. And it's not even one that's expandable. So hopefully the upgrade will do some good things for that. Almost done here, everybody. We're at 46 minutes into the live, and it should be done by probably 50. Let's try and get I'm gonna bring in Rachel. Yeah. Try to throw Rachel inside. Pop her hands. That'll do it. So the Giants beat the Dreams, or the Lovely Ladies, 2 games tonight, and beat the SNK Crushers in 1. Let me go ahead and, because it's maximized as far as the attendance, let's go ahead and let's do this first. Clark with the 3D and then the 1D. I could put him in now and be safe. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to put anything else. But 1 defense, playing first base isn't going to kill me. So Will Clark will be entered into the next game. Let's take a quick look at the standings. We still have 17 games to catch up to the Dreams as far as the amount of games that are played, but a 13-0 record. Willie leads the league in hitting at a 682, but the third baseman, the first baseman for our team is right up there, and Willie, he hasn't faced our pitching yet. We've got Babe, right field, lefty, second base, Hank. Nobody from any of the other teams is going to be in most of the offensive categories. The Dreams and and our team. But there is some world powers in the home run department, 14 and 11. Hulk and Orville. Lefty leading everybody in 25. Also leading in runs batted in with 64. Our closest is Posey with 33. And in this one, our closest is also Posey with 10. And then we've got Sandy and our pitcher right behind him. And then Sandy, Cy, and then our closest is A1 with 6 and B1 with 4. And then the save department, there won't be too many saves to be had by our team because games don't go into the later innings very close unless you're playing the Dreams. And I don't know if we're going to run into those problems as much anymore because this team is already pretty good. All right, we're going to end the play. Thank you again for joining me. It's been a pleasure. So if you are watching this after the fact, you still do have the ability to comment if you want to. It'll notify me that there's been a comment. Also, like and subscribe and let your friends know about the channel. We have underneath here, you can see the please be nice, obviously, but underneath that, it shows right there that to like and subscribe. Like each one of these feeds, subscribe to the channel, obviously, and click on the where it says personalized, and click on all, because you don't want it to not notify you when I go when I go live, unless you don't want to. But if you do want to know when I'm going live, that will make sure that when I go live, it'll alert you. And then if you also have any of the other social media, Fro2Go is on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and also we have a Twitch channel. And then also, in addition to that, there is a way that you could bring all of the things together. It's called Willow. Let me see if I could show that to you here. Yeah, I don't think I could show it to you right now. But basically, it's Willow, and I will do this. I'll add it in the description here. Wait, let me go here. I'll add it in the description. See if I can find it here. Give me 1 second, and this will be, there we go. Let me see if I can put this. Can I do that? No. Okay, so I got that. Give me 1 second here. It'll just give me. See if I could do that again. Copy and paste. Okay, so the link that's in the chat is our Willow, which is a link that gives you the different social media, the links directly to the social media. So it has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and this channel all on one page. There'll be more added. Twitch will be on there, and if there's a website that we add in the future, will be on there too. Other than that, hopefully you liked our game tonight. Our games tonight was kind of a quick one because we played some inferior competition, but that was really just to get the game. Will Clark his getting ready to get into the starting lineup now, starting in the next game. So in the next day or a few, I'll be back online to do another one, and we'll play a few more games. thank you very much for coming and joining me today. And you have a good rest of the day. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow.